have issues.
To John Hine, who hosts something called the Wrap-Up Show every day at 11 o'clock. You can hear those kind of arguments on the Wrap-Up Show. I was listening to one between Jason and Sal, the stockbroker.
Yeah, it got ugly a little bit.
It really got ugly.
Yeah, it did.
Gary said it was so uncomfortable Thursday on the Wrap-Up Show that Gary wanted to get up and leave during their fight.
Sure. That bad.
You want to hear a little clip?
Sure.
All right, this is from Thursday's Wrap-Up Show. This is Jason, who, of course, is... What page is that, by the way?
It should be Gary, page 2, in the right-hand corner.
Yeah, Gary, page 2. This is the wrap-up show when Sal and Jason start arguing. They're arguing about that, Sal felt badly that a lot of the selections for the Baba Booey song parody contest were ignored.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't like the fact that Jason was the sole arbiter of good taste.
Well, of his selection.
That's right.
John, you can back me up with some exact quotes we all heard from Sal in the office. I cannot believe that everything Richard and I approved didn't make it to the contest.
I never said that.
John, did you hear that?
I don't remember him saying that, but I believe you if you say it.
Who would believe
When he came in,
Jason, who would believe you? You're just a bucket. You're a selfish air horn weasel who will say anything for attention because you can't stand on anything creatively on your own to get by. So therefore, this is your niche. Your niche is to make up shit, to inflame shit, to exaggerate shit, because that is your only way that you will receive attention. You don't receive attention from creative stuff. You don't receive attention.
That's not true.
Oh, well, Gary, stop backing him up for one fucking second. Get your fucking fat lips out of his fat ass and let me finish.
Hold on.
Where are your bits? Where are your pranks? Where are your songs? Where is your contributions in that sense? That's not how he does. That's not how he contributes. Okay, but all you are, he stretches the truth. You're fucking in the pace. You lie about Richard Christie, talking about Artie behind Artie's back. You fucking created one of the biggest fucking turmoils in the show because you stretched it out tremendously. You also get under the pace's skin deliberately. You just made up a quote where you asked John Hine to back you up that he said he never heard. That's what you do. No, that's what you do. And I have no problem you listening to my shit. I said I just thought it would be good if 5 heads did it. That's a compliment to you, Gary. That's a compliment to me. Don't make assumptions. You don't know what's in my fucking head. And you don't know what's in it. One thing Snyder is that there's nothing in your head. I know what's in there. Absolutely nothing. Except for the ways you try to deliberate this bullshit that piss people off. And I don't care. I don't care about this process. I don't care. I care about jobs. You keep asking me over summer. Would you like to not be included in that process? That would love to be. I was proud to be part of it. It's dude. Mike Morse. I put through songs great from him. Joey's Pajamas. Just even spent 2.5 years. I listen to every Bowie song that comes, emails me. I love them. I put them up. I'm proud of this guy's contribution. Right. So, what's the problem? All of a sudden, I know what the problem. The problem is
you have a fucking problem. Don't ask me what the problem is when you have a problem.
The problem is I have a
Tell me what the problem is.
I have a beef with one guy listening to
you don't respect.
Wow. Then it got worse. Then they got into the name calling.
Oh, you mean they went on from
Oh, yeah.
For you to sit here and call me an air horn, when you are on the air, you put your whole life on the air. We find out, you tell us how your wife's cheating on your ass on the air. I mean, you're on the air every 10 seconds. Yeah, why not? You call me a fat fucking loser, so I'll go wherever I want to go with you.
But the thing is that cheats on you. So where you going to throw that? And your mother hates your guts because she's realized that the pile of shit that shot out of her uterus is completely useless.
How many
And that's why And that's why you're on so much medication. Because your mother hates your guts. You realize that she realizes that you should have been an abortion. But instead you're a big, blobby pile of fucking shit. You're like a fucking...
There's no pile for Christine.
You're nothing more than a pile of chopped meat.
I'm banging.
A pile of useless... You said you preferred jerking off to fucking her.
So? No one else is fucking about me.
You're fucking closet homo. That's probably why.
Oh, please.
Howard, in the next clip, which is important, this is the one that really made me feel really uncomfortable because it went from you weren't uncomfortable with that long. And Sal got so mad you can see like at the end of this, he looks at Jason and his face turns red like the mom and he keeps his head. He goes, he runs up with Gary, where is all this animosity between these two?
I don't know. I don't have it. I do too, and I love them not anymore.
Oh, please.
You guys both say you love each other.
I do. I still don't have a beef with Jason. I really don't.
I don't. I now officially have a beef with you. You can't treat me like an asshole on the air. I can treat you like an asshole. You treat me like an asshole on me, and then you walk inside. You know, I love you, you know what I'm saying?
You do the same thing.
You just said it right now on the air that I mean this shit about you. I'm just saying a word about you. You just
No, they keep doing it because Gary made an assumption that it was you. You filtered it. Yeah, but I'm telling you where they came. They came to me. They said, it's the issue with Jason. I said, it's not with Jason. I keep saying over and over and over.
The diatribe about how I'm an uncreative, lazy ass.
You were jabbing me.
No, I wasn't.
You were.
No, I didn't.
Jason.
No, you know what's
They
happening?
just kept going with it.
You're a lying two-faced piece of shit who acts like my best friend out in the hall.
Believe me, I don't act like your best friend. I'm an acquaintance next to you, and I have to say hello. I'm far from your best friend. You have no best friends. You have no friends, period.
Wow.
I wish your mother would have aborted you. I'm sorry, Mrs. Kaplan. If I was your doctor, I would have taken those forceps and crushed your fucking head and then high-fived your mother.
How many bullshits Christina to get from her emotional friend? I can't go home I can't.
And with that, this is the wrap-up show where everyone respects one another. Gary, think you'd like to plug?
Kid,
Yeah, I'd like to plug that. I don't want to be here right now. Benji, I just want to again say, if she did cheat, which we don't know if she did, I'm sure she's trying to know. Sal, where can people catch your...
you catch me at fucking Jason's house with a fucking machine gun.
You're kidding me.
And you can catch
Sal. Any appearances? Seriously?
No. Chambersburg, the 25th. Try to appear composed.
You can catch me online waiting to fuck Christine and Superfan Roundtable tonight.
I'm not for that shit. I'm not fucking
Well,
doing
you keep doing it with my mom, you asshole.
Well, you're the one who keeps doing my wife. I'm not for
keep
that.
doing it. I'm not telling you.
All right, if you want to keep doing it, I'll keep doing it.
Go ahead.
You're a fucking douchebag.
Fuck you, asshole.
And thank you for listening to the wrap-up show at Howard 100 and Howard 101. Easy, guys. Howard, I want to point out the only reason why we ended it is we have no control over it. The next commercial comes in a week. I'm going.
You know, it's good the commercial came.
Wow. Because they would have killed each other.
Yeah.
So Sal ran out of the building. I got back to my desk and I was so worried about him. I heard he was out of his mind. So I called him and it turned out he'd come back up. And I went and sat down and talked to him for a while. He was like shaking.
There was just well, he starts it. First of all, if you listen to that tape, Jason said nothing about him, nothing derogatory whatsoever.
See, Sal thinks that we all protect
Sal-
Jason and that we're against him.
No. Listen to the tape 100 times, and then Sal starts in with these horrible. He didn't say one negative thing about you.
Start it up again, my friend. It starts with him putting a jab against my wife. Yes.
Listen again.
No,
Sal, you're crazy.
The first
Sal,
statement
you
was...
start talking
No,
about
the
that he's a
first-
fat blob who doesn't have any creativity.
But, Howard, the first statement below the belt.
No.
Putting aside below the belt. He went to the well.
Wrong.
Creativity.
The first statement of you attacked what the guy does for a living, that he has no creativity, doesn't contribute, and you expect him then to suddenly just take your shit.
No.
Dude, you scored that war. You gotta accept it.
I'm fully accepting it. But
No,
okay,
yeah, you get very upset afterwards.
Before that, he said my contributions were worthless. And by the way, there are a few of my contributions on that page. I'm not saying it yet. I'm waiting till when the winner's announced. And then, when we were sticking on the topic about creativity, which I was fine with, he went below the belt and went to the white. And then I retaliated.
Sal, listen to me. I'm going to finish this
The
conversation.
first comment below the belt
was you started in attacking his contribution to the show, and you opened up a can of worms. You called him worthless. You called him shit. Then you know what it is? Then anything flies after.
That's fine, but I was staying on top of it.
And then you said
That's what I'm telling
And then you started.
No, after he brought up the wife, he brought up the mother.
Okay.
I stayed tit for tat with him.
You guys were discussing the process, and then you shit all over Jason.
You did. No, we were talking about the process.
But I'm saying that's fine. You want to shit on Jason, though. You got to expect the guy to come back.
And I respect him for doing what he did. I know he had to go where he had to go, but I didn't start. I'm not the one who veered off topic.
Thing.
I'm not the one who
did. You attacked him personally.
Okay.
When you were talking about something professionally.
He attacked me personally after we talked about something professionally.
No.
Yes, we were talking.
Here, I'll play it again.
No, you don't have to. Don't.
Here it is. Because the facts are the facts.
Who takes the first jab?
Here we go.
Who takes the first personal jab?
You. Here it is.
No, I don't.
John, you can back me up on some exact quotes we all heard from Sal in the office. I cannot believe that everything Richard and I have proven to make it in the contest.
I never said that.
John, did you hear that?
I don't remember him saying that, but I believe you if you say it.
Listen, this is all fine. This is fine.
Lie number one.
He came in.
Jason, who would believe you? You're just you're a selfish air horn diesel.
That's it.
That's my opinion.
You're calling him a selfish air whore weasel.
But I'm staying within
weasel.
I'm staying within the confines of the conversation.
No, you're not. You're off base.
I know in person.
In the confines of the
I know somebody who's suffering the wages right now of putting down somebody else not affiliated to the show. You think about it.
Complaining.
I'm not complaining. You said that you're saying I started because you want to get under my skin too.
No, you started it. That's
You
it.
don't think
I'm
that's
listening to the tape.
right there?
Jason didn't start it. You started in with him. You called him a selfish air horn weasel. Up until then, the conversation was perfectly legitimate.
No,
You
before
were
that.
talking about a work consideration. You were talking about how the system is, whatever it is, that's fine. You ratcheted it up a notch to call him personal attack names, and you stepped over the line.
I accept that.
That's it.
How would you feel if I quoted you with a lie? Would you be angry? He quoted me with a lie that John Hines said he didn't hear.
All I know
And
is
therefore-
that he said something that he heard. You could have said to him, that's not truthful. I never said it. But then you said you're a selfish air whore weasel.
Because he lied. He lied about what I said. It wasn't true, so therefore I was angry.
He lied, but you don't have to sit there and call him on a personal attack. You're personally attacking.
I know I'm personally attacking, and like I said, I understand where he went, but I'm saying I didn't go to a personal area.
Sal reportedly cried after Jason yelled at him, and that's a fact.
Really?
Yeah, someone wrote it.
Jason got the best of me, and I applaud him for it. He definitely shook my foundation. So,
jeez.
but the thing is that, again, I was trying to stay within the vicinity of the conversation. The first attack to me that I took personal was a lie. That couldn't be backed up by John Hines.
It's on yourself,
And that's fine.
starting with personal attacks.
Yeah, but the first one's out of your mouth is I knew you were going to go to me. I know it, and it's always the case. I'm always the bad boy. You're always going to go you always have to accentuate anything involved with me to make sure that I'm on the ground and you fucking stomp it out with your boots.
I heard the tapes for the first time just now. After hearing them,
He's trying to point out to you how you get yourself into things.
I'm trying to tell you something.
I'm not trying to get yourself out. I'm just saying that no matter what, I think you're biased.
It's not a question of bias. The first attack came from you on those tapes.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. You see it one way, I see it another.
Nothing to
That's
see.
fine.
Either you attack or you don't attack first.
Are you saying this?
Whoever shot the gun first. You took the first shot.
Well, no, there was. Robert brings up a good point as well. This is a continuing conversation that we've had for 2 days as well.
Okay.
And with
All I know is on that hour, you took the first shot. You went somewhere where you shouldn't have gone.
no, I had
And
no
it's
problem.
fine that you. All right, but then don't cry after.
I'm not crying. I'm telling you that you said I started it.
You did.
I didn't start it on a personal level.
You started it. I'll play it again.
No, don't play it again.
Why? Why did you want to hear this? Listen.
Still need this precious time.
Precious.
Robin's got to get to the news.
And I proved you to make it to the contest.
I never said that.
I don't remember him saying that, but I believe you if you say it.
He came in, Jason. Who would believe you? You're just you're a selfish air horn weasel who'll say anything for attention.
You're lovely.
Can I
Yes,
add one thing to this in support of Sal? There does appear to be an anti-Sal bias here, and it's actually started from right across the room. By saying, well, I didn't hear that, Jason, but if you said it, I have to believe you, which would lend one to believe that Sal's a liar. Did you indeed intend to make that assumption?
No, I was making a joke about Sal, but I was saying to Jason, I don't remember hearing that comment.
I think he's defending Sal and saying, I never heard that comment.
Now, but to add the thing, when you said it, I believe you.
Yeah, I would take that. I would say Fred's right. I would say
shot against Sal.
I would say
John Hine, why are you taking Jason?
because Jason doesn't drive me home.
These feelings.
I agree with Fred in the sense that I would take that as John is definitely on Jason's
That's a John thing, but Sal and Jason got into a thing.
But Jerry and John are the hosts of the show.
Well, then I should have said, John, you're not taking my side. You're being impartial. All right, listen, we'll get to what's it is.
All right, Jeff.
So, why do you feel that Howard's giving us?
I don't know. Apparently, yeah, there's some sort of misunderstanding. I thought, like I said, I was staying on topic with what we were discussing. What I was trying to say is the first person that went outside, that's what was the first person that went outside of, like, the relationships. Like, Jason first went to my wife, and therefore I went to his mother. That's when, to me personally, things got heated. When it went outside of the confines of the guys on the show.
So it wouldn't have gotten as heated if you didn't take that stab?
No, not at all. Not at all.
But you seem really annoyed that he kind of has had significant in the contest, picking out people in the whole story.
It really is. I mean, what you're doing here is you're just letting this, you're starting from square one. There's no problem.
Alright, so have things been different since then?
No, not at all.
Have you spoken?
Again, yeah, I've spoken to Jason again. We mixed it up. It got ugly, but it is what it is, and I'm okay with Jason. And Jason's okay with me. People argue and it gets out of control, but I have no problem with it.
So, Jason, everything's between you and Sal now. Have you spoken at all since?
Well, I heard, we've spoken, we've made up. But listen, I really like Sal. I was just pissed that he continues to attack me. And this isn't the first time, I get the fat loser rap from him. It's fine, I'm fat. I'm not a loser, I don't think. I'm fat. And finally, I was just sick of taking it. It was pissing me the fuck off. But I know I hit very below the belt.
Done with Eric the Midget officially. I just want to tell him I can't take it anymore.
What happened now?
I gotta say, Eric, I'm the one guy on the show who loves you, but I think I'm at the breaking point. I've had it.
What did he do?
Oh, he's such a pain in my ass. Eric, I got everybody here coming to me.
You're gonna be disappointed thinking they get something on Levi.
Good morning.
Bastard. stage.
I've completed my part. Let's go into this one.
Oh, cool.
They'd have been disappointed thinking they get something off of you, huh? Ain't that rock?
This is the other side of Kirk Franklin praying. This is the other side of Kirk Franklin praying. This is the reckoning. 2024.
Just who I wanted to see.
One slice. Got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Sacrifice. That's what they dice. One slice. Got to roll the dice, that's why.
Poor unfortunate soul.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Club Shay Shay. I'm your host, Johnny Sharp. I'm also the proprietor of Club Shay Shay, the guy that's stopping by for conversation and a drink today. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to love it. Some call him one of the greatest comedians, dead or alive. One of America's greatest entertainers, one of the funniest men on the planet, world-renowned, multi-talented, a comedy legend. He's the top touring comedian selling out arenas. He's a hilarious storyteller. Emmy award-winning actor, voice actor, rapper, writer, producer, director, icon, genius, a national treasure, philanthropist, humanitarian, social activist, a father, one of the great funny men of our generation and any generation, Mr. Cat Williams.
Thank you, sir. That was magnificent. You are magnificent at intros, and you did not skimp on mine. I appreciate it.
Appreciate that, man. You know, anytime you come to Club Shay Shay, we have to toast.
Yeah.
Bro, you can do it. I mean, you're one of the top two. You're one of the top two comedians of all time. You already got started before we started taping.
I did.
Appreciate that. Tell people at home.
I thought they was lying, and yeah, this particular alcohol is stronger than you think it would be, probably by about 2, and unbelievably smoother and milder by the same maybe 30% than you could possibly expect. And unlike cognacs the world over, this one doesn't taste like this in the end. It doesn't taste like it's got artificial colors. It doesn't taste like it's got artificial flavors. It's a fine product.
He's a connoisseur. You can tell he's a cognac connoisseur. He understands the method that goes into making cognac.
Right. Well, as a comedian, you get free drinks at the club. So all comedians either turn out to be connoisseurs like myself, right, or straight up and down alcoholics like 60% of Hollywood.
Well, thanks for stopping by the club. I understand that you're very, very busy, and for you to take time out of your busy schedule and stop in today, we really, really appreciate it here at Club Shay Shay. So thanks for stopping by, man.
And I needed you to know why I came by.
Yeah, I need you to tell us why.
People know I don't go everywhere. I'm not interested in talking to people unless it's like a Larry King or somebody of an amazing ilk that I would actually want to go talk to in real life.
Okay.
I don't do it so I can sell products, and I got things to sell, so let me come talk. You have a great product here, and as a fan base, we love the attention that you spend on the guests. We love how much work you've done, how well you know them, how prepared you are. The same things that we liked about you in football. You brought that on over to here, and that's why it resonates. And the reason I had to come is because you've made a safe place for the truth to be told. You know what I mean? And I have watched all of these lowbrow comedians come here and disrespect you in your face and tell you straight up lies. I'm talking about things that have never been heard in all of Black Hollywood. They feel comfortable sitting here lying to you about it.
You would set the record straight?
Are you kidding me? You let Ricky Smiley sit here and you said out that mouth, you stole Friday after next, the one I was in. I wish all of America saw you a bit when that happened. And then he said some stuff that we haven't heard in 100 years in Hollywood. You ain't say nothing. This man told you he he had Cat Williams' role, he was gonna be Money Mike. And Cat Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now let's 3 quick points. You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
Well, I didn't know.
He shouldn't be able. You wouldn't let an athlete that been on steroids talk about one of the greats. Ricky Smiley can't act because Ricky Smiley can't act. He told you the story about when the movie came out. Where did he say he watched it? At home. He wasn't even at the premiere. You telling this man you stole that. Oh, so he can get his name in the same sentence with a great one. It is sad. He was just that bitter when we were shooting it. He told everybody, it should have been my role. Everybody on the scene. Why do you think no cast member has ever said anything?
He could have played that role like you. I thought he was inspired.
No, why no? He was with KD. He beat up Terry Crews. Why nobody know this story? You talking about in Hollywood, they switched off roles. You take this and he... What? Ricky Smiley knows this. And I don't know why he would lose a child and come on the air and start lying. That's why people believe in rituals right there. It's because, well, why would he lie? I don't know why liars lie. But I can tell you this. We auditioned in Los Angeles.
Yes.
I was audition number 201. 200 black comedians auditioned for the role of Money Mike with me. You're saying all 201 was auditioning and you had already had the role and had already shot the role in 4 days? The truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom, and that's what Ricky Smiley was okay with. Cat Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and our powers that be in his very first movie and say respectfully, humbly, guys, if we're talking about anything else, I have no credibility and I have no pull. But we're talking about where I have all the credibility and all the pull. The problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves a rape. And rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are. If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a black man getting raped in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny as it would be with him getting raped. So considering that's the real story, why would you bring up that story? 35 members of the cast and crew have never brought up that Ricky Smiley was going to play Money Mike. No one ever saw me put on a Santa Claus suit. We got a wardrobe department. They made a Santa Claus suit for me. Why that wasn't in the bloopers? And here's the other thing. Everything that Money Mike said, Cat Williams wrote. So what Ricky Smiley say on his? You can't say my lines, I wrote them. That's how I already know that I'm going to be funnier than you. What he told everybody was Cat Williams, and don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steve and Shan. Everybody know me. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. That's the truth of the matter. He was so egregious, not now, then. He was so egregious that, and Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
Why would you put that in your contract, Cat?
That's where he's the unbelievable actor. Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. They play good women. And I believe that the best actor should be in the best role.
So that's why, because when we released that clip and he said that, you responded because he said he was supposed to play Money Mike and you were supposed to play Santa Claus.
Well, an outright lie. So that he knows is a lie.
So why would he say that?
Because he's a liar. Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program. Cedric did the same thing. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Cat Williams' joke? He said, it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018? You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019 and then did it on the King's City. Like, this doesn't line up. Right? This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was. The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best lineup in the business, and it's a man unit. Then you ask it, why you not a movie star? I didn't want to be a movie star. This the same Negro that hated on Bernie with this same thing. I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good over Cable and looks like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have a range. I played a lot of characters, 60 movie roles. I'm not playing Cat Williams in there. I don't know, Cat. You might not let you think. I mean, we ain't got. I'm not fueled by alcohol. I've had a sip, less than you. The truth don't need motivation. I'm just saying I can't let these dudes lie. Cedric's sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here look like a walrus. You didn't say nothing. He can't even get his arms off his stomach sitting over here. Why I'm not a movie star? He never wrote anything. Remember, when Cedric the Entertainer starts, he's supposed to be singing, dancing, and telling jokes. That's why he's called the Entertainer. We found out he can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi. Can I say that again for the audience? They're so bad that they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
You don't think Sam's a good comedian?
The world doesn't think that, sir. I have 12 comedy specials. He has 4 specials that are not available on Netflix or Tubi.
It seems to me, Cat, that you had a lot to get off your chest.
No.
You wanted to say the record straight.
Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history. I don't say any of these things if my name is not breached by these people on your platform. If you give a liar a platform to lie, then I'm not being messy by saying, hold on, that never happened, it's untrue, and there are hundreds of witnesses for each thing I'm saying.
So let me ask you this. What is your relationship with Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, and Cedric the Entertainer as you sit here currently?
For 30 years, they're a group. These aren't 3 random guys. The way that Ricky Smiley kept appearing at all of my auditions is because of Steven said he would tell anybody that, listen, they got a gang on that side. They know what it is. They know who the gang is. Why Earthquake not in movies? Because he's illiterate. He can't read. And they found that out when they gave him a show and put the cards in front of him. Like, all of these dudes are co-entwined and they share secrets, and this is the age of truth, and the truth doesn't need to be scared of the fact that people tell lies. Cats on drugs. Where are the stories? Why is there no story of anybody who ever sold a drug to me, did a drug, was around me when I was inebriated? I got 5 daughters, I got 5 sons. Why would we tell these ridiculous stories? Because it's competition. You feel like, well, why comedy guys can't just get along?
Yes.
Why didn't you get along with the other teams you were competing against? If you're a Denver Bronco, why you don't get along with the Cowboys? Something wrong with you?
But I don't disagree. I was just like, all the Cowboys, Cat, damn, you like them.
No, that's not.
What comedian do you like?
Did you play against the team?
Yes.
I've taken 46 comedians with me on the road. 46.
Okay.
I'm not the comedian you can give that to. I only put on comedians that are funnier than me. Anybody that ever told you differently was a fat Faison liar. There's nobody like me in the business.
Faison just called straight.
Faison said that Getting a Netflix special is easy. I have 12 specials. Guess how many fans I got? 0. Why is he allowed to have conversations about real stand-up people? We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all. As a journalist. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I don't harbor any resentment to any of these entities because I can't be jealous. I've never seen them have anything that I ever wanted. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her. And she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. Period. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TD Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light. Amen.
Gee. I know just there.
Correct.
I don't really kind of know where to go. One more time.
Right.
Good now?
Because the people want to know, why did he get blackballed? Oh, because in 30 years I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
you would tell it.
No, somebody come and tell me.
Okay.
I gather that. I value that. I'll pay for that. Tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain. Not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard drug in his life and don't have no stories of doing nobody dirty. And they'll just go out and they'll lie. The industry doesn't mess with Cat because he didn't show up for the studio. No studios have ever said that. Look at my IMDb. It will show you that no studio has ever lost money with me on the script. Wow. That's why I'm saying, that's why I can't let Ricky Smiley say he was supposed to play Money Mike. Because I wrote the words for Money Mike. I designed the hair for Money Mike. I collaborated with the wardrobe department and made outfits to make sure that no one in America would be wearing what Money Mike was wearing. I told him to go get the Prowler. I then told him to paint it purple. I told him don't have an actor at playing a pimp. We could get an actual pimp, Archbishop Magic Don Juan to play. Like, I did far too much work for somebody to come years later and try to tag along just for their own self-aggrandizement.
Why didn't you set the record straight? Terry Crews could have set the record straight. Mike Epps could have set the record straight. Why none of them set the record straight?
That's what you were supposed to ask him when he told you those lies that no one's ever heard. Right, but he's telling you something no one's ever heard of. Nobody has ever heard. Oh, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon was in a movie, and somebody said, she switched roles. And like, this is a business.
That's the thing, Cat. The norm is when people give you information, I'm thinking I'm hearing it for the first time and you're giving information no one else knows or I've ever heard. So I'm taking them at face value.
This is like Steve Harvey tells people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey was never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Then you went and married somebody else that think like a man. Like, what are you talking about? They think they can rewrite history. That Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made all lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to L.A. and in his first year in L.A. he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? It did happen. It did happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies, but Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe you. Like, it's important in the checks and balances of the universe that liars not get to make complete narratives for themselves.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
What do you mean again? These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. That's why. You know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? Is to act like it didn't. They all do the same job. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white and been in comedy for 25 years? If what I say ain't the case. It's a cabal. It's a consortium. They rock with who they rock with and they don't with who they don't. But I'm not scared of being the competition any more than you were when you lined up across from a superior team. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. Right? They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let's get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. Wow. Because Shannon Sharp got to be a different person than that other person.
Absolutely.
And he always was. That doesn't change when I change teams. That remains the same. That's how a legacy is built. So all of these shortcut takers, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out. But he offered to suck my piece in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo.
So you wonder what they did.
I told him no. What y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. Behind my back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian that's bitter and jealous. But in my face, no. The king has walked in and they have to respect it only because
he just called himself a king.
I've not been funded. They pay you to.
Where's your property, king?
They tell you that themselves. I can't do that. They told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he has 7 TV shows. The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championships of Stand-Up Comedy with one Cat Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Cat Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore. Imagine him coming to tell you another story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars. What? You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star? So on the behalf of Bernie, I will have to say what I have to say.
Have you ever been on tour with any of these guys?
Every guy I mentioned to you is not funny out there in real life. So no. Faison Zips done his own tour in 30 years. Steve Harvey don't do stand-up no more. Cedric doesn't write. I'm sorry, he doesn't write. Ricky Smiley has been playing the same old black woman forever. Like, you can't get a young fan base with that. Like, you gotta be doing karaoke around the country to make that work. Right. And he is. But I'm a stand-up comedian. This is my 19th 100-city tour. I'm not gonna have a conversation with these lazy bums that'll take a shortcut at any point. Yes, it's easier for you to juice than to get in the gym. But you don't get to bring that body in here talking crazy. Talk about how good you look.
Just who I wanted to see.
No, there's too many comics out there that are putting their life on the line to tell these jokes, man.
Okay, let's get to your upbringing. We're going to circle back and we get some...
If you had said for the people of comedy, this was in 2018, 2019, did you think in 1999? Because it came out in 2000.
No, I didn't. No. So what I meant to say was, remember, he said I couldn't do stand-up anymore. I had 7 TV shows. I said he didn't have any of those TV shows at the time.
I know you're talking about Cedric. Cedric.
Okay. Okay.
2019, but it came out in 2000.
Okay, no. What comes out in 2000?
The original Teens of Comedy.
Right. I'm on BET's Comic View, and they're using this as the commercial in 1998. That's why I'm saying, yeah. So if I said the date's wrong, yeah. So.
Let's go and clean it up.
Okay.
You said,
yeah.
I had Cedric on here, and I asked him about the joke stealing, and he said the timeline doesn't add up.
Correct.
To that point, you say...
Right, so he thought that I was just a no-name comedian, and that he could take this joke and nobody would know. The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice. It had done so well on BET's Comic View that they had made it part of the commercial. So part of the commercial of make sure you tune in to BET was you seeing me doing this joke. And this joke...
Good morning.
Last joke, and it's my closing joke. Okay. 1998, I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car into a spaceship. Him and Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass for a decade. Why would you sit here and be like, I saw Cat 30 times, and Cat didn't do... As I stand before you, Shannon, I would have bust Cedric's stomach. There was nothing that would have kept me from one of these in that patch right there. Like, are you kidding me? Why would you downplay me like that? Why would I give you a pass and you were just gonna lie? And so that's what I'm saying. Like, they're all a group. Cedric, Steve, Ricky, they've been a group. Everybody knows that. They've been aligned. And there are these alliances in comedy, and if you stand against them, then they sometimes have a problem. But we don't let that change the content, because that's all you know me for, is that I'm quite likely to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Can you believe we're this deep into the NFL season? We got to make every second count. With DraftKings Sportsbook, you can make the most out of every game day. Bet on your favorite teams for a shot at winning big bucks. New customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting live on any matchup. Get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the app now. Use code Shannon. New customers can score 150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on the NFL. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Shannon. Crown is yours. Let's get to your upbringing. Born in Cincinnati, Ohio, raised in Dayton, Ohio. What was Cat Williams' upbringing like? Your parents were Jehovah's Witness. You were a prodigy. You were brilliant. You talked to me that you got accepted to college at 7 years of age. You can read fluently at 3 years of age. So having that kind of knowledge, having that kind of prodigy. What was your upbringing? How was it? How was life as Cat Williams coming up?
I was often confused because I knew things and I wasn't sure how I knew them. I knew things that I felt like I don't have a reason that I know this, but I love to read. I was voracious because they told me when I was young that knowledge was powerful. That knowledge was power, and I had studied powerful people, and I really believed that. I immediately, my next project was to read the whole encyclopedia set. So when you're like 6, 7 years old, you read the whole encyclopedia set. You think you're one of the smartest people in the world, only to get out in the world and find out you don't know anything. You know, so it was a confusing time. But yeah, I had a childhood. I was grown, but I at 5 years old, I was in front of 10,000 people giving a performance with a full suit and tie on. You know what I mean? So it came full circle for my life, getting that, the applause and the giving of information and laughs and truth that people somehow benefited them and also benefited you. Yeah, so when they would ask me what I wanted to be, everything that I would say that I wanted to be was something that didn't exist. And they would never give me credit for it because I needed to say a doctor or but that's not what I wanted to be.
So your parents weren't as supportive as you would have hoped because you were wanting to do things when you got older that they had no knowledge of or it didn't exist at the time.
No, it wasn't that. It was, I'm saying I'm almost 100 years old right now, but if we go outside right now, I can run a 4.340 or sub. I can do a 4.16 if I'm not sure. But
you been on the submarine? That what you said?
So back then it was even greater. So you got this guy that all the coaches want to play.
Hey, Chad, stop doing that.
Hold on, because I'm 5'5" in the 5th grade. I've been this high my whole life. Like there was a portion of school where I was one of the big dudes. Like as soon as everybody caught their growth spurt, I was out of there. But I'm saying I was a competitive individual. My father was an athlete. Like no, I've been 145 pounds my whole career. That's why I never bothered when they said, you cats on drugs. I knew, how you gonna prove that? My body is a temple.
I've been the same size since I was 10.
Like, what do you, yeah, like, I haven't changed off this pivot, but this has always been who I was before stand-up or anything. But it was an interesting childhood. I appreciate my parents, even though I couldn't live within the religious frameworks of what they had set up. But that was more not wanting to live a double life and not want to embarrass my family. You know what I mean?
Because I read where a form of punishment for you is that they would take books because you mentioned you were such a voracious reader. And a form of punishment was when they would take the books from you because you could read fluently. You told me how at like 3 or 4 years old you could read, not just a little child's book, but you could read.
Well, I'm saying when we go to Haiti to do missionary work, understand that my mother and my father, nobody that's there with us speaks French. And it speaks Creole and reads French. So I'm in charge of everything, from the housing to the cars to the gardener. Like I'm saying, so I'm not just reading, I'm reading in multiple languages. Like I'm
How old are you?
I'm probably reading 3,000 books a year from the time that I'm 8 years old to the time that I'm 12. No fiction books at all. I'm only reading nonfiction.
You could drive at 12. You received a full scholarship to the National Science Academy in Dayton, Ohio. But you failed, so you couldn't become, so you would become ineligible. Why did you want to take that opportunity?
I didn't see it as an opportunity. When I got in there, all the students were wearing lab coats, and it seemed very confined and restricted, and nobody seemed like they were having fun. It just seemed like everybody was smart. I didn't want that. That wasn't what I was signing up for at all. And plus, I thought that Jesus was my big homie. So you know how you get a story about a dude joined the gang and get a big homie? Right. Like at this particular point in my life, my thought is that the Bible is the greatest book that's ever been written. Okay. That it houses the truth, and that it gives you this story of Jesus, and that I'm supposed to be like him. So it's already in my head that as soon as I get 13, I'm leaving.
You at 13, you not only like, okay, mom, I'm moving out. You moved from Ohio to Florida on your own. You weren't afraid. I mean, you like, did you?
No.
So what were you going to do when you got to Florida?
Don't say I wasn't afraid. There's no such thing as a human being of not being afraid.
Okay.
There are certain human beings that understand that being afraid in no way stops you from doing what you got to do.
Okay.
So I was afraid. But I couldn't be that afraid because I knew what had happened with Jesus. I knew how it worked out. I knew that I wasn't in the wrong with how I was feeling, and I knew that I had intentions in it.
Right.
So I trusted God that it would work out.
Why Florida?
Because if you're raised in Ohio, the one thing on your list is, I'm going to get away from snow, and I'm going to get as far. I want to go. Tell me the place. I literally went to a truck stop, and I asked all the truck drivers where they was going. And there was one guy going to California, and there was one guy going to Florida, and they told me how long it was going to take. And so that's why I ended up in Miami. Because...
How'd you get there? You caught a bus? Or...
I just told you. I was at the truck stop. I didn't hitchhike. I got in the back of the dude's 18-wheeler. Me and my Rottweiler puppy and my suitcase. Yeah, because I probably had $2,500 on me. Like I was stuck in snow and cutting grass. Like I always had pockets full of money.
When did you make the decision that you were going to leave Ohio and go somewhere? And it ended up being Florida. So, but when did you know that you were leaving Dayton, Ohio, going to Florida?
And my father and I's last interaction, somebody could have not made it. And we both understood that was bad.
What was the disagreement?
If you say that my family is very religious, just say I'm not. So anything that I'm going to do is going to fall out of the guidelines. But I'm not going to let you tell me what I'm going to be, even, especially if what you're saying is wrong. I can't condone wrong. And if I find out that something is wrong and I tell you it's wrong and you don't back me, that's what it is.
Even as a young child, you were willing to tell your parents that some of the things that you're saying doesn't coincide with what I've been reading in the Bible.
No. Very simply, don't try to disfellowship me for sexual acts. I'm a virgin. Sorry, God don't make mistakes. You don't get 2 times to fuck me up. What do you mean you went to God and he told you I was guilty? You just lied on God. So long. That's it. There's no conversation. That's what it was.
That's when you made the decision. After that conversation right there, you say, nah, I can't live under this.
It wasn't a conversation. It was an altercation. In the altercation, I love my father. My father loved me. But we are 2 men at it. It'll never be the same again. You can't sleep comfortably around me. And I can't sleep comfortably around you.
How similar are you to your father?
I don't know. He's a great man. I'm saying,
Because seem like y'all butted heads.
Right, but I'm saying that generally happens with a father-son dynamic. It was just that religious relationships are always difficult in families. And they always are.
Before it got to the point, because it's dynamic, he's father, you're son. Before that dynamic and you step up on his level and you challenge him, you felt it was best for you to leave.
No. I'm not being challenged. I'm being beat to death.
Oh, he was abusive.
I didn't say that. I said we were in an altercation.
Oh, I see what you did there. I saw what you did there. I saw what you did there, Cat. I saw what you did. You was in an altercation. You didn't say you lost. You said you was in an altercation.
I in no way gave you the impression that I won anything. I'm the one leaving. I'm out of bounds. This is his house.
Right.
Yeah. So as long as I'm going to be under his roof, there are certain things that I'm going to have to do.
Right.
And the only way that's going to change is either this or that. And I'm saying, I had 2 younger brothers. Like, I'm not an unreasonable person. Like, I don't have any mental issues whatsoever. Despite what they lead people to believe. I make pretty good decisions.
Were you not so how was their relationship with your father? Were you not afraid to leave them?
Well, I asked because it went all the way to the actual department, so it was actually going to be something. And when I asked them if they could just make sure that my brothers didn't get separated and so have you, they said they couldn't make those type of guarantees, that they weren't really sure what would happen if this went down. And so part of leaving was the hope that it would be okay for them, because none of them experienced what I experienced. I'm saying I'm the oldest, still out riding on me. I'm supposed to at least religiously hold down the family's name at this household.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How much older are you than the baby and the knee baby?
Like a lot older. Like if I'm, I think, yeah, they're 5, and in Pampers.
Wow. You go to Florida, you would tell the story of her, you were homeless. And somebody else told the story, said they were homeless, and you said they hijacked your story. Now, I don't.
At 13, I shouldn't have to tell you I'm homeless. I'm in Miami, Florida. I have no family members in Florida. I couldn't buy a house if I wanted to. I couldn't get an apartment if I wanted to. I don't have a credit history. Like, this is not a stretch for me to say that I'm homeless. I'm living in a park in Coconut Grove. The park still exists to this day. For 8 hours a day, I would get up and go to the library and study for 8 hours a day to increase my education. And then I would leave out of there and go to the marina and steal car radios and make $2,000 almost daily. Like, I had a routine.
So you could have played out Santa Claus. You could have played it.
No, the Santa Claus wasn't a thief. The Santa Claus, you can't tell me. I read the script. Ricky Smiley told you he didn't read the script. The Santa Claus was a criminal. He just had that outfit on. That's what I couldn't play. Okay. I couldn't play the black guy that got raped in the bathroom.
Right. So at any point in time, you're like, man, I made a mistake, man. I should have stayed my buddy in Ohio, man, because this ain't what I signed up for.
I didn't experience anything once I left home that I hadn't signed up for. If anything, it saved my life. Me being homeless for that small period of time allowed me to see all of the people and doctors
always wrong.
Teachers and
they can't say anything right.
Black and Asian.
So what you're saying is you like the color blue. No, I'm not saying I like the color blue. No, so what you're saying is you come from a Rich family? Well, no, I'm not saying that.
And I interviewed them all.
So hard to listen to.
And guess what, Shannon? Nobody.
Power is the only key to real happiness.
Perhaps you just weren't meant to.
god you've met, right?
Hey there!
Thanks.
That sunshine feels
This
so
makes me
good.
so happy.
Hey, good morning, partner. Hey now, don't act like you don't see me.
Oh, good morning.
Oh, there it is. Hi, folks. Well, that's it. That's my...
Mm-hmm. Ah. Huh? Nyeh. Aha. Ah. Move along. I'm done with you now.
really shows that everybody's special in their own way.
I'm having so much fun here.
Great to see you.
Yeesh! Should have worn my sunglasses.
You know, I really like it here.
I'm so grateful that Belle sees me.
Well, look who it is. Bye-bye.
It's time for craft, cunning, and mystery. My friend, I'm in need of assistance.
Oh, I wonder if anyone here has a gift.
My friend, I'm in need of assistance.
It's almost like we stepped inside Bonnie's imagination.
I had no idea how far I'd go. This place is starting to look amazing. I suppose every village has people who only think of themselves.
You are cute and fluffy like Stitch.
I love how every Eva.
My neighbors are good. Yes. Model citizen. My neighbors are good. Yes. Model citizens. Hana means family. Family means nobody left behind or forgotten.
I'm so grateful that Belle sees me.
Hands down, this is the best day of my life.
Ah.
I've never seen a kingdom like this before.
Ah.
This place really shows that everybody's special in their own way.
Stitch wants coconut cake and coffee!
Huh? Ah.
cunning and mischief. I'm just living the dream.
Aloha!
Oh. Oh.
I can't wait to explore everywhere.
Oh. You know what? You're my favorite deputy. It's good. Thank you.
Ah.
I hope there aren't any ruffians around.
Ah. Huh?
Wonder where they harvest their ice.
Not so bad.
I don't know if you can notice. I'm going into a coma in my chair. I gotta switch it up. Because I can't go to bed, but this is kind of when you're a retired. Like, I have my meds, and I just, like, I don't really get to be out in the public. That can make me sleepy. This game's really good, but I'm kind of cleaning up this stuff right here. That's the last stuff I have to do. And boy, it's strange. There's not a lot of games out, but thank goodness I got a lot of pinball, so I'm going to switch over to pinball. I see there's 2. That's awesome. Thank you. Pinball's fun. That's what I'm going to change over to and get a little more high energy. I'm kind of falling asleep in my chair. It's like Grandpa used to do that all the time. I was always like, man, you look so cozy. It is cozy. These things are cozy.